Welcome in, Goon Squad. It's your boy back again, Jody motherfucking Keith, here with an intro video to Legends Runeterra. Yes, a lot of people are starting to pick up this game, and I felt like I wanted to start a free-to-play account because I feel like this game is very FTP friendly. I play a lot on the stream. You can follow the link down below. And I always get the question, how FTP friendly is this? What's the best way to build a collection? And I figured that I needed to make a video so I can refer people to it. So I hope you enjoy this. It helps you get into the game. And I think it's a great game. The community is awesome. And it's backed by Riot. And if you like League of Legends or Teamfight Tactics, it's really sweet to have those characters in a card game. And I think the gameplay is really good. But that's up to you to decide if you like the game. But I'm here to show you the easiest way to build a collection and how to manage your collection building to where you get the most out of it and you don't have to spend that much money. And if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to be alerted when new videos go up. And let's get to it. So I started a new account. When you first make an account, I decided to make one on the EU server. You can use your existing Riot account if you already have one. If not, you could make a new one. I made a new one so that I could have an EU account. I wanted to make a FTP, so make sure you're following along with our progress on building our collection. Personally, I started this game in January, which at the time of this video, it's been about 3 months. And I started it, I put $20 on. It used to be that they only allowed you to buy so many wild cards. I'm going to go into the wild cards for you in a second. And each week, so I bought the max every week, so I can progress my collection faster. But I found very shortly on that I didn't need to put that much money into the game, maybe $20, $40. If you just play, the rewards for playing are pretty excessive. So, first battle. They're going to teach us how to play here. Maybe we can skip this. Alright, well, here we go. You gotta go through the intro at the beginning of the game. Play Garen, okay. Garen's in play. We're up against Draven here. This is how much damage a unit deals in battle. Alright, this is how much damage a unit can take before it's defeated. Champions level up in different ways. Garen will level up after he strikes the enemy once. So champions are basically overpowered units in the game. When you play a unit goes here, you can only have 6 units in play. It's important. And Legend of Runeterra, you and your opponents go back and forth taking actions. Yes. Now, look at this. You went first and summoned Garen. Your opponent passed, so you act again. This is your Nexus. It has 6 health. Theirs has 8. Destroy the enemy Nexus to win. Okay, so we can attack. That's what this little sword over here on the right. It's the attack token. So anytime you could do something, you could attack if you have a sword token. Commit it. Draven is blocking. It's your action. So after they block, we have the action to do something. We have nothing. We have no cards in our hand. Attack. And the sound effects and the voice actors are great in this game. When you pass with no actions left, so they're passing to us. So when we pass back, the round ends and it goes to their attack round. You see how the sword passed over that way? Per attack, you attack last round, so now it's the enemy's turn to attack, see? Okay, so we can't attack. Now they passed, we pass back. So now we get to attack. Also, one cool function in this game is you don't have to drag each one up individually, although you can. You can click on one and drag them to move them up. Now the order of what you play is important. The way you attack as well, because the Garen will do the damage first, and then the Cythria. This is important if there's blockers, because some blockers have the ability lifesteal, which allows them to gain life when they deal damage. So if you anticipate that they'll use their lifestealer to block this, you should put it later, or you want that to be later. That way this will deal its damage before their blocker gains life on this phase. So you could make your opponent do some awkward blocks. So, you know, on an open battlefield, it doesn't matter, but it does matter sometimes. Little pro tip for you. All right, we got some cards. That was awesome. We got a new champion, Braum. Nice. So champions, and we got a new deck. The deck we got upgraded. That's great. So I imagine they're going to put us through this trial here. I don't know. I'm going to look and see if they have a way to skip it. If you're new to the game, I definitely recommend that you play through it all. I guess we have to. There's 4. We're just going to play through them. The best defense, blocking and followers. So we have a 3/3 Mighty Puro. Notice that whenever damage happens, it stays on them. Oh yeah. Puros have the sickest cuddles. It's because of the mustache. Braum. Okay, Braum's out here. Level up. Braum will level up when he has blocked an enemy. Okay, now do note that this is not the way Braum works in the actual card game. But if you look at how champions work, there's always the champion, and there's a level up condition. So we have to block. So Braum's definitely going to block over here, because F5 will get us. And a Puro, you can block either one. So now Braum met his condition. It levels up. We took 2 damage from this. Not the mustache. Drive forward 1 round without letting any pros die. Okay, well that's easy, because these are 3/3s, those are 2/2s. So the first number is the damage that they deal. It'll deal 2 to this. And at the end of each round, the damage stays on all of these. There is an ability called Regeneration, which at the end of each round, they heal up. But generally, the damage stays on. There's also a little tricky thing in the game, too, where if you pump the defense of a damaged unit, then the next round it'll be healed. Like how we had a 3/1 Puro there. If like on the next round we played something that gave it +3 this round, at the end of the round it actually stays. Ooh, we get a spider deck. They give you a pretty good deck to start. The spider deck's actually a pretty competitive deck. You don't need to fill in much. Back and forth. Mana, actions, and attacking. Mana. You use mana to play your cards. If you look at the numbers, that's how much mana they cost. Your Spiraling costs 1 mana. We have 1 mana. We use it. It grays out to show that it's spent. Now they're able to attack, not us. They have the sword. They passed. Now when we pass, see how they passed with no play? Now we can pass back to end the round. Now if we did make a play, it would go back to them. But if 2 players pass in succession, then it goes to the next round. And all the mana crystals go up 1 each round. And the spent ones get refilled. We play ELISE. Whole spider legs. It's a lot of legs to stretch. You see what I mean? Like, we move them up 1 at a time. Which in the tutorial, that's just how it goes. Normally, you can back them up. You can move them up and move them back and move them around. So, ELISE makes a spider whenever she attacks. Both players pass without acting. The round ends. Got a little ahead of the tutorial there for you. That's Goon Squad though, man. We staying ahead of the game. It's a Heimer. The Heimer Fro. The Frimer. Right now they're attacking us. See, it's ELISE. You want to have 3 other spiders in play. We have 1 mana left. Play our spider. And we have 3 other spiders. And you know there's a spider because at the top of the card it says spider. Sometimes the unit types matter. Like in this case with ELISE and spiders. You gotta help ELISE. Let's see how we just open attacked. We could have played the house spider before we attacked. It's alright though, because we have 5 mana now, so we get to play the 5 mana spell. This can block here. We want to put something 2 on this. We just trade a spider here. Because they only have 1 blocker. And I think the audio might not be working on this video. Because generally I record videos when I'm live on Twitch. And so I think there might be a problem where you're not going to be able to hear the in-game audio. But I think that's okay. Although it's great. It's great. So once you make an account and you go through this tutorial like we're going through it, you'll be able to hear the audio. I know I was talking about the voice actors earlier, and there's no audio, so. But this is the beginning of the, you can only do this so many times, so. Like the tutorial. Burst spells. Spells are important. There's 3 different speeds of spells. There's burst. It says draw 2. Okay. And there's, this one's burst also. This is a play effect. So whenever you play it, you get an effect. It gives a barrier. Barrier, also you can mouse over. To inspect them, you can right click cards to inspect them, and you can see what they do. And when there's a champion, generally anything that's associated with the champion is behind it. So like this says attack, create an attacking living shadow with my stats. So you want to see what a living shadow is, you can either click on the highlighted blue to see what it's, or you just scroll through. So you can see what cards do. So this one's level up requirement is my shadows that I have struck the enemy nexus twice. So this makes a shadow if it or the next one strike, then strike your nexus. So if you don't block it, then it'll level up to Z. Now you can block 1 on one turn and block 1 on the next turn, but that's just strategy. Let's just attack. And this is a good attack with this 3-2 because it would trade with either one. Oh, look, they played a burst spell of their own. That protected itself. See, this pumped up its back end 5, so it'll survive this attack. We have no more plays. Now we go up to 6 mana, which are a shield. Okay, now they're making this thing +6, so that means the shadow is going to be bigger too. Alright, so now we block and we just shield. Wow, it's funny because this is like the alpha versions of the cards. Oh, he swapped them with some spell. So, we killed a token copy that was going to die anyway. Now notice this. Okay, now when we pass with this 3 mana up, it's going to bank it. At the end of each round, up to 3 of your unspent mana becomes spell mana. So it banks it down here. And whenever you play a spell, use your spell mana to cast Final Spark. See, we have 3 spell mana plus 7 regular. So Final Spark's 8. We have 10 total. And always use your spell mana first when you play a spell. Alright, let's light it up. Hiya. And then the Lux flips. So we create Final Sparks whenever Lux attacks. This is like the alpha version of the cards. Bank 2 spell mana. Shield the Lux. Pass, because we get open attack for 6. And they're at 4, so. Just to never give up. Ain't that the truth? Never give up, y'all. Don't let your memes be dreams. Here we go. Lux knows the way. I think that's it. Welcome to Prologue Road. Congratulations, you've completed tutorials and now have access to Prologue Road, where you'll earn rewards for playing games and completing quests. Check back here to claim rewards and earn them. Good luck. Prologue Road. This is like the first branch of rewards. Okay. This is for the prologue. And so we'll unlock a new deck, which we did. You see it's highlighted. You click on it. Sweet. Spells and Stealth. Thanks. Should be our 3rd deck that they give you just for starting. Look at the tutorial. Get excited. Delightful Agony. Ice and Winds. Overwhelming Force. There's a bunch of tutorials here if you want to do them. I completed all these. You can do the tutorials. I'm not sure of the rewards, beginners and veterans, but you can go through them. I'll do a video in the future whenever it comes to rewards. Right now, I want to talk about economy and the best way. There's going to be a downtime tomorrow. The new set's coming up. The game is going to be officially released on the 30th, but the new cards are coming out tomorrow. If you're jumping into this game, this is the best way to build. You get your tutorial. This is an FTP account that I'm starting with. You can view your collection here. These are the 3 decks they start you out with. You look at this deck, it has 2 ELISEs in it already. That's great. 2 champions. Is there Darius? And 2 Dariuses. So they already start you out with 6 champs right there. That's pretty big. ELISE Darius, that's already a deck. Let's see what's in this. Jinx and Zed. Zed, they start you out with 2 Zeds. And I actually hit high Masters rank with a deck that played only 3 Zeds. Because you can play up to 6 champs in your decks, and the champs are the most expensive cards. So this Zed here, starting you out with 2, is huge. I forgot that they did that. Because the rest of the deck is pretty cheap. The Elusives deck that I was playing. And so you already start out with 2 Zed, 2 Jinx. Zed's a good champion to start with because it wins games fast. What is this? Buff and Tough. This is something new. They give you 1 Braum, 1 Garen, and 1 Lux. And 1 Tryndamere. So that's like 1 of each champ to get you started. Generally, you're going to play 3 of a champ if your deck is centered around it. So you might have to mix and match until you get the numbers up. And we're going to see what we're going to do with our FTP account. But as far as economy, what you want to do every week, there's you can play Expeditions. Expedition is like a draft form of the game. So you don't have a draft token here, but if you finish all the tutorials, I'm pretty sure you can if you finish all of the tutorials, then they'll give you a draft token when you get done with all of these, an expedition token. And so the expeditions are really cool. You use expedition token to get into the expedition because they allow you to play with cards you don't own. They let you pick piles to build a deck, and so you're drafting like 2 to 3 card piles over and over and over again to build a deck, and then you play to either 7 wins or 2 losses in a row. So you can lose one, win one, lose one, win one, and just keep going back and forth. Win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. But if you're out if you lose 2 in a row, or if you win 7 in a row. Now, once you have your 6th win, the 7th win cannot. You cannot get a redo when you're playing for the 7th win. If you lose, you're out. There's no double loss deal. So you need to win the 7th win when presented. And in between each win or loss, they allow you to swap cards or add cards to your deck. They'll offer you new piles to pick from, or they'll offer you 3 different trades to swap a card in your deck to improve. So you have to pick which improvement's best for your deck. And so you're drafting. Now, the cool thing about if you compare it to other card games, like I come from a Magic the Gathering background, it's nice. Normally, one of the most fun things about building a deck is the drafting of it, picking the cards you want to build your deck. And so it's cool that you still get that experience in between games as well. So it's a really fun format because your deck is changing, kind of like Slay the Spire type mechanic where you're constantly building your deck like a deck builder, because deck builders are fun too. So you get that experience in the expedition as well. Now, when you do an expedition, say you do it and you get 3 wins your first try. Okay, no big deal. You actually get to embark. When you embark, you get the 3 wins. You get to do a whole nother expedition to try and get another 7 wins. And what will happen is once you're done with both of them, they pick whichever one had the highest number of wins, and you get rewards for that. So if you get 7 wins on the first go, you don't have to do the second one because you're already going to be capped out on what you can earn. Now, you will earn experience from playing any games, whether it's direct challenge with your friends or even in tournaments where you play direct challenge via Discord and stuff. And I'll get into tournaments in a future video. But you gain experience. What we're doing with that experience, you get it from expeditions, which is nice because you don't have to own cards to play expeditions. And then with the experience, you get the weekly vault. Your experience goes into your weekly vault. You could also earn experience from doing quests like this daily quest right here. You get 100 XP. Demolisher for doing 25 Nexus damage. And that'll earn experience that goes into your weekly vault as well as your rewards. So this is the prologue reward. So to get to this next spot, we need to earn experience. And it'll move up and move up and move up and move up and move up until you're done. And when you're done with the prologue, there's going to be 6 different, once you get all the rewards from leveling up the prologue, there'll be rewards from the 6 different regions. Well, there's going to be 7 different regions tomorrow. So you pick whatever region you want, and you'll start earning rewards. Like this is a core bundle. You'll see something like this. Play games to complete quest. And then there's an epic bundle right here. So this is going to have epic cards in it. Now, whenever you get to past the prologue and you pick which region you're leveling up, you're going to, all the rewards from all the different bundles are going to be cards only from that region. So if you get one of these bundles, a champion bundle, it's got a champion card in it. What will happen is that champion will be from the region that you have selected, and it'll take you some time to level up all of them, but not the most time, because you can play as much. Also, so that's one thing that experience does, levels you up in different regions where you can earn cards. So if there's a region you really like to play, like if you want to expand upon the Zed, this is what I recommend: is expand upon Zed and do Ionia, because Zed's from Ionia. Once you get done with this, do Ionia, and you can start unlocking all the Ionia cards to fill out an elusive deck list. It's a very fun deck to play. But there's plenty of decks, but I recommend you maybe watch the stream, come check me out live. You can find other content creators online as well, and really find out what champions you like to play. Like I really like Darius right now, and what champions you enjoy playing, because whenever you're doing an FTP journey, it's not going to take a long time for you to get the stuff to make whatever you want, but you don't want to invest in something, especially when you're grinding it out, into a champ that you don't enjoy playing, because you might not have mobility between one deck and another, and you end up having to play a bunch of games with, 1 or 2 decks. Make sure you're building something that you really like. But these decks are already, pretty playable. Spiders and like ELISE is a good champ, and It's kind of aggressive here, this deck. Brood Awakening, this card got recently buffed. A lot of good cards in this deck. Yeah, it's not tuned, but you know, you'll work on that as you build the collection. But you're going to be earning rewards for the region that you pick, and then you're also going to be building up the weekly vault. So the most important thing is to fill up this weekly vault, because at rank 7, I believe, it might be 10, you level it up as you gain experience. So once we get 1,000 experience, it'll be level 2. And then you just keep leveling up. And generally, I like to get it up to about 13 every week, because that used to be the cap. So I'm in a habit of getting it up to 13. But now there is no cap to the vault. So you can keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it. And then, but you need to at least get it up to where you get a free champion wild card. That way you'll get one champion of your choice every week. You use that wild card on anything you want. So you want to level it up to where at least where you get enough. You know what? I should have done notes on this. But what level vault for champion wildcard? I guess I can Google this for you right now. Level 10 plus. Okay, so you get up to level 10, and then after level 13, you now earn additional. What you get unlimited capsules for 4,500 experience each. So once it's going to be more experience, obviously, for each level you go up. So every week you should just do your. I mean, you only need to play 1 or 2 days to really level that thing up. And if you don't have the cards for a deck that you want to play, you want to make sure you do your expeditions, because they're a good way to not only play with a bunch of cards. This is my biggest recommendation, to play with a bunch of cards that you haven't played with before, but then also, you know, learn how different cards work. And it's a very fun way to earn experience as well, because you can play a bunch of games with it. And there's also rewards. If you get 7 wins, then you're going to earn enough to enter another expedition over and over again. And what's really cool is once you do the paid expeditions each week, you're only allowed to do a couple of paid ones with your tokens, because you'll get like a free expedition token in your weekly vault. So you do the free one, maybe you earn enough shards to where you can do a paid one, and you can only do so many paid ones. I think it's 2. And then once you're done with that, you can do as many free expeditions as you want to practice for whenever you're doing the paid ones on the following week, or the one with your expedition token on the following week. And if you do this for the first few weeks, I definitely recommend doing that, because it's not only free the expeditions, you'll get 1 free expedition token, and if you get the 7 wins, you're going to be able to enter another one with your shards alone, as well as picking up extra cards. It's going to be great, because you're going to get to try a bunch of different cards and different champs, so you can find out what champs you like to play with before you start using your shards and your champion wild cards to craft things. So that's how you want to start out. Overall, if I left anything out for new players, please leave it in the comments below. Trying to make it very easy for people to get in and play cheap and play free. So this is my first FTP video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be looking in the comments for any questions down below, anything I can answer, and I enjoy you following me on this journey. And make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you could be annoyed by an email every time I post a video. One love, good vibes, and I'll catch you on the next one.